Welcome back to a new video. So we are up to 1338. We were as high as 1360. Went on a bit of a losing streak, and it was not no losing streak is ideal, but they were games where I was losing on time, which for most of the time means I'm either in a decent position or an even position. I just don't, they have 45 seconds and I have 5 seconds, so you just literally run out of time, which is one of the things I actually like about 3 Minute Blitz is that kind of time component because it's a non-chess factor and it makes you kind of have to process things quicker and it allows you to kind of win games you otherwise wouldn't have won and as a result lose games that you otherwise wouldn't have lost if you had more time. But it makes it more enjoyable for me for sure because I've tried longer and I just get bored and I like that pressure. But only a couple more days of school, so 4 more days. Field day is done, so that was always the biggest stressor for me of the year, and it went perfect. It was a little bit of sprinkles halfway through the day, but we're able to get it all done in one day, which last year was split between two because of rain halfway through the day, which was not fun to deal with, but thankfully it was not the case this year, which I'm very excited. It was very exciting to get it all done. And so there's one more double day, and double day means I have two classes at once. Um, you should have actually taken with a bishop or with a rook. I think that was actually the correct move. Uh, there. But like I said, Monday is a double day. So I'll have two classes, and I'll be with my teaching partner. And then the last 3 days are single days, and Thursday, the last day of students, they get out an hour early, and then there's a teacher day the Friday. So that's great how they do that, but yeah, it's we're on the we're at the end, and honestly, this year went really fast and it went really well. Excited for next year as well. Just the fact that my teaching partner is a really easy person to work with, so it made co-teaching just a delight, frankly, and just glad to you know be in a good spot with that. My dad is also a phys ed teacher and has not had as good of an experience with the co-teaching or whatever he ends up having to do now. I think that's just checkmate. Yeah. So we win the first one. Play two more. But yeah, he's in his last year of teaching, so he's retiring this year, and he'll be all done teaching. And he's very he's very adamant about coming down to my house to help improve stuff and fix the floors and do different things like that. And I don't have as much desire. I don't really care about the aesthetics of my house really that much. Um, push this guy up just for vibes. I think we'll go here and then push this pawn. But yeah, that and I was having. Thankfully, it kind of resolved itself, but I was having some car issues, and it was related to me jerry rigging a bolt on the battery. So you have the two charging ports on the car, and one of the nuts fell off when I was changing the battery the last time, and I couldn't find it. So unfortunately, I had to like jerry rig two different size nuts onto the thing to get the terminal to be locked down so it can hold a charge. Well, over time, that becomes loose, and that's obviously not good when it does that. So then I was losing. No, but I was losing charge on the battery, so it would just stop running, which is obviously not ideal if you want to be able to drive your car. and but I realized that because it was related to the auto stop. So I have a 2015 Malibu, and so when you go to a stoplight or something and you press the brake all the way down, the auto stop is supposed to turn on, so it switches to a smaller battery, and that smaller battery is just a smaller, literally just a smaller battery, and it switches to that in order to um we go here, but it switches to that so it saves apparently fuel and stuff. And what the issue that I was having is it would switch to that, but then the car would just like turn off, or it wouldn't switch back and forth between the big main battery that if you've been or you've seen any car it has. And there's one in the trunk that's like a super small one. So I thought it was related to the auto stop, so I was trying to fix that, and I had forgotten that I had J-rigged the battery. All those, yeah, it's been a while at this point, and then when I was messing with the battery to one day, I was seeing that it was sparking a little bit, and I was like, it probably means it's not tied all the way down. So thankfully, was able to get it to work, and then I went and just got the nut that was the correct size, and I think we do this. The correct size nut, have it tied all the way down, and haven't had any issues, and you can see the battery charge in the car, and it seems like it's a little bit higher than it was before, so it probably means that the connection's better. So hopefully that solves that, because I'm not really I don't care about like having a nice car. Like that 2015 Malibu is not a bad car. I don't need a super nice car. I'm basically going to be driving this car until something catastrophic happens with it that I don't want to pay for. We're going to go here. This one was not looking very good, especially since I lost that rook. But my parents are also really nice. It's talking about car loans, and trying to figure out if I were to buy a car, and how I go about doing that. And my mom says like we could just buy the car and then you would just pay us back. Um, Thankfully, my parents trust me like that. But then I obviously would save money from the interest rate, because interest rates are super high, even though my credit score is extremely high. Um, it just doesn't matter nowadays. Oh, that's unfortunate. So I'm gonna lose this one probably. I don't think there's gonna be anything I'm gonna be able to do. Yeah, I just ran out of time, but I was already in a bad spot, and he kind of knew that, which is why he was just sacking his pieces. I'll make sure we play fast on this third one, so we're 1 for 1 on the day. But besides that, I have some teaching classes, like salary advancement classes that I'm finishing up now, and then there'll be 2 more that I'll do during the summer period, and then I'll have a salary advancement for next year. We were supposed to get a new contract. It was voted upon, and we're supposed to be hearing about it, or we should have already. I'm not sure why we haven't, um, but I'm stupid. That's why I couldn't do that move. Um, I'll get a pretty big pay jump next year relative to what I have this year, and then the year after that, same kind of thing. And now that my master's is done, I don't have to worry about paying large chunks. The masters are like a full master's is pretty, relatively expensive. Like just taking advancement classes is really not expensive at all, and so I'll have those done. Then I'll do it the same thing next year, and then I'll really be done. And then I'll be able to just do whatever the cheapest classes are if I need to have additional credit hours, because you just have to have continuing education. And a lot of the times, the hours that you get from PD count a lot, but just to get some additional ones if I need it. And could always, if I wanted to, get another do something like that, get a master's, do even a doctorate. Okay. All right, that's really good. So, oh, you through. All right. So 2 of 3 today. We're up to 1346. So you see I'm, up a little bit from where I was in the last couple of videos. So hopefully that trend continues. I'm gonna probably do less videos because what I did last time was record several in a row. So I'll probably do like 3 a week, and just go Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then if I'm feeling, extra productive, then do a couple on the weekend. But I feel like just doing a bunch in a row, I don't necessarily play as consistently when I'm playing, for an hour straight or whatever. But if I'm feeling like it, then I still probably will. But we'll see. But that's gonna be it for this one. If you made it to this point, I appreciate it. And yeah, I also tried to ramble on a bit, not just talk about the game, talk about other stuff. So I think spacing the videos out will help a little bit with that as well. But until next time, have a good one. Peace.